Warhammer 40k has officially gone woke, and all the Nazis are living the hobby thanks to the Imperium's biggest enemy, women. So, jokes aside, people are obviously mad at this because they have to be in an attention economy such as we have today. In order to stand out, people are duty-bound to be increasingly upset about shit that does not matter. What happened then? One chapter of the Space Marines, the Custodes, was shown in a new codex to have female Space Marines, which is contradictory to the way that the game universe had handled the faction up to this point, as far as I understand it. Once the fans of Warhammer caught wind of this, they started asking questions to the Games Workshop Twitter account, only to have been met with the answer that they were always there, despite the fact that they were never shown before. Which, to be fair to the fans, and I don't like being fair to the fans, does sound like a cop-out. In my opinion, if they just said that there was some sort of a bullshit, chaos, rift technology that allowed women to be space marines, people might not have reacted so viciously to begin with. Then, what's the main issue here? Fans of the game who are angry about the change stand on the claim that Games Workshop is changing the lore for political reasons, while fans who welcome the change say that it's good that they are making the addition because it makes the game better, while chasing out misogynists from the fanbase. To get to the bottom of this, we have to do like an ogre and peel back some layers. First, Warhammer fans, this is the elephant in the room. They are right and wrong at the same time. When you have a certain group of people that stakes a big part of their identity as human beings into the official lore of any property, they will get upset once you up and change something that was a well-defined aspect of the universe and pretend that there was no change. That is a bold-faced lie. And we have to remember, when fandom is involved, people take this stuff personally, because it's a part of who they are as individuals. Second, the anti-Warhammer fans, to whom I can see no real correlation with this whole situation other than being happy that people are mad about women being in a hobby where they, quote, don't belong, unquote. And to be honest, I don't really see another angle other than this extremely online culture war for them, where people are fighting for the sake of hoping they go viral inside their little middle school-esque clique and get internet credibility. It feels to me that there's a lot of people who have gripes against the Warhammer fandom for indulging in being socially inept, elitist, and generally antagonistic against beginners trying to break into the hobby, and they feel like they are getting a retribution for the fandom's past misdoings. It's mainly people taking screenshots of your common $5 grifters posts telling them that the fandom is going to purify itself if they leave. And on the other hand, you have the Warhammer fandom being mad that a company is effectively switching their target demographic from them to a new one. And I think that the most important aspect of this entire issue are not the two groups that I mentioned before. The real focus of this controversy should be the company that spawned this problem to begin with. A common online mantra that people like to say is that everything in modern life is political. And for a good while I used to believe that. It made sense to me to a certain extent, being that the way that we see the world is shaped by the political structures that we live under. However, I'm not so sure about it anymore. I think that instead of everything being political, a more accurate way of saying it is everything is marketing. I don't think that Games Workshop is dismissing the old world building for a political agenda, which is just what I usually hear people denouncing them for. They're just expanding their target demographic. I mean, it's nothing personal to you, Chaos Nurgler 69. It's just business. The truth is that Warhammer, and 40k more specifically, has broken into mainstream internet culture to an extent. And that means money. No longer are they constrained to the same kind of person that will willfully stand near a Magic the Gathering player despite the smell. With so many new eyes on the IP, they have to make sure they cover up all of the bases regarding their different target demographics. 40k is no longer only a game about violent fascists shooting at each other for the right to stomp on a space rock. It's a relatively prominent IP with books, video games, and an upcoming TV show. Sorry, fellas, this might be a hard pill to swallow, but Warhammer was never yours to begin with. It was Game Workshop's all along, and you may have dedicated your life to it, but that means nothing to them. They have gone with the wind to chase a bigger market. They wanted to add a Space Marine option for women who want to play Space Marines. That's it. If they ruffle a couple of feathers along the way and get people talking about Warhammer 40k, that's better for them. It brings attention to the brand. It brings attention to the company. It's engagement. It's free publicity. And as I am recording this, I am contributing to that publicity. But that's the world that we live in. There's nothing to be done about that. So, what's gonna happen now? Nothing really. This isn't the first retcon Games Workshop has ever pulled. The fans who are chin deep into the game have probably thousands of dollars powered into it. They are too deep into the sunken cost to back out now. Besides, what are they gonna do? Switch to War Machine? The Twitter outrage machine will find something new to get angry about and things will go back to normal. So, what can you do about it? Honestly, just enjoy your hobbies. Don't give in to stupid culture war stuff. Whether you're for or against the change, it doesn't really matter. No, the wokes won't eradicate you. They can't get organized enough to go to a vegan brunch because they're too anxious to call each other on the phone. And no, the smelly Warhammer fan is probably not a Nazi. He's just an awkward dude. That's it. Don't base your identity on an IP owned by a company. Fucking enjoy the hobby. Paint your miniatures. Try in a miniature agnostic game. Don't think that you owe anything to Warhammer, to Games Workshop, or any corporate entity at all. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you very much for your attention, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one.